Have you ever been criticized by others, brothers and sisters? Okay? I know I have, brothers and sisters. I've been criticized in my professional life. I've been criticized in ministry. You know, all over, okay? There's been criticism. And I'm sure some of you have been there as well. But the truth is, brothers and sisters, all of us have been, okay, to some extent. And all of you will be, okay? All of us together again and again and again, okay? And when it comes your way, you need to know how to respond and deal with critics so that you can what? Have the victory. When criticism comes your way, one of the main things you want to ask yourself, is it true, brothers and sisters? Is it true, okay? Instead of reacting defensively against your critic, try to put yourself in their shoes just for a moment and try to see if the issue in their eye is, try to see the issues what? From their perspective, in their eyes, okay? It may be that they are right, at least to a degree. Okay? Give them the benefit of the doubt, okay? And we just need to remember that not everyone will agree with us all the time. There will always be those who could do it better or would have done it differently, okay? The critics are always close at hand, okay? Listen, brothers and sisters, the great theologian, he's an old preacher, prophet from way back in the day, John Wesley, was deeply disturbed by people who seemed to enjoy criticizing others, especially those doing the Lord's work, okay? And once in a while he was preaching, he noticed a lady in a congregation who was well known for her critical attitude, okay? And all throughout the service, she sat and she gave him a mean glare. She gave him a stare, okay, throughout the service, okay? She stared specifically at his tie, okay? And all through the service, she sat and stared at the new tie. And when the service was over, when the meeting had ended, she came up to him and said very sharply, "Mr. Wesley, the strings on your bow tie are too long, okay? It's an offense to me." That's what she says to him, okay? And he asked if any of the ladies present happened to have a pair of scissors in their purse, okay? And when they handed him the scissors, he gave them to his critic and asked her to trim the streamers to her liking, okay? And after she clipped them off near the collar, he said to her, "Are you sure they're right now?" The lady answers yes, okay? And that's much better. Then he says, "Let me have the scissors back, okay, for a moment here." And he says, "I'm sure you won't mind if I also give you a bit of correction, okay? I don't mean to be cruel, lady, but I must tell you, madam, that your tongue is an offense to me, okay? It's too long, okay? Please stick it out. I'd like to trim some off." Oh, somebody's going to get it in a minute. Of course, Mr. Wesley, didn't follow through on his threat, but he sure, made his point, right? Okay? That's the way it works with critics, brothers and sisters. Very often, they are so caught up in themselves and how they feel and what's happening to them that and how they're being affected that they can't see things objectively. The best way to deal with this is to do what David did, brothers and sisters. Don't respond to your critics. Criticism often has the effect of injuring the critic more than the criticized. I know that personally from being a pastor, okay? If I really said what I thought about some folk, okay, and it'd be truthful, not making stuff up, it would injure them more than what they say about me, okay? And one fellow put it this way: if criticism had any real power to harm, the skunk would be extinct by now. Hello, somebody.